Hey guys, LootWizard here, and I am back from vacation. This is going to be another Soulforge video for this week, so here we go. Let's go check out the Soulforge, and then we'll go check out the event that's going on and all that good stuff. So Soulforge, let's check weapons first, and we don't really have anything that's really that great in weapons. Glacial Crystal is okay only if you have the best troops for the Glacial Peaks Kingdom. If you don't, I wouldn't try to get this thing at all. It's just one of these mana generating weapons that's based on how many allies in your team are from that kingdom. So it will create less mana the less allies that you have left on your team. So that's something there to consider, but I wouldn't jump on that. It's not the greatest weapon. Other than that, we do have a doomed weapon here, but this one is not one of the better ones in my opinion. I don't think it's worth the 900 diamonds, so I would skip all of these this week. For troops, let's go through the summoning stones really quick here. For blue, well, you do have Forest Troll. If for some reason you don't have Forest Troll yet, it is really great for a lot of team combinations with the Titan class. And as well as like the King Gobtroffel troops that loop. The Force Troll works pretty good with those. So if you don't have that yet, I would try to get that actually here in the blue summoning stone section. For green, nothing here. Red, nope. Yellow, nope. Purple. Vlad the Unsated is a decent troop, but I don't think it's worth gambling for. It steals life from an enemy boosted by its life, so it will have increasing damage returns. The more you use it, the more damage it's going to do. Decent troop, but I don't think it's worth the summoning stones. Now for brown, we have Dark Troll, which is a pretty good a troll here to generate purple mana. Works really good actually for a soul farming team because it does gain souls, but it also doubles purple on the board. So whether you're using it with the Dragon Soul or the Pharaoh's Ra or with both of them, it does generate souls there and mana. So that's a pretty good troop there for your soul team. If you don't have that yet, it might be worth trying to get that here in the brown summoning stones. Moving on through the legendary troops, we have Gloomleaf, Behemoth, Kristanex, and Nimue. None of these are worth crafting in my opinion, even though I will say that Behemoth, Kristanex, and Nimue are all really great legendaries. Gloomleaf, I really don't care for. I've used it a handful of times throughout the 2+ years I've been playing this game, and I've never been really super impressed with it. So, on the other hand, Behemoth is great, especially great early on in the game, but it will it gets less powerful the more you get other mythics and other legendaries. I haven't used it on this account in a while, but my new account that I did a whole playthrough on, I got this one pretty early on, and it works great at those early levels. Kristanex, it's a good troop early and even later. I don't use it as often as I used to, but it does work pretty good in like an all-dragon team. Nimue is one of those mana transforming troops, but also creates skulls. On top of that, it silences the two strongest enemies, and silence is one of the greatest negative status effects that you can place on the enemy. Really shuts them down. So those are decent troops, but I don't recommend crafting them. I'd save up your diamonds for really good mythic troops to craft. Now for the mythics this week, we have Famine, we have Urali, Worldbreaker, and then the Will of Nisha. So nothing really that great this week for mythic troops. As for the best one, I would have recommended Urali, but now that we have some poison immune troops for the Kingdom of Urskaya, the fastest explorer team with the whole poison thing isn't really that viable anymore for that, so I can't really recommend that highly anymore. So I would say probably the Worldbreaker is going to be my number one pick for this week, and then the Will of Nisha The thing with Will Anisha is that it does do more damage every time you cast it. It will steal magic from all enemies. It does also gain magic and 1 to all stats because it is a purple troop, but it does it for all other purple troops. It's a decent mythic troop, but it's nothing that I'm like really excited about. The Worldbreaker is really fun in like all dragon teams. One good thing about it is that it does do a significant amount of damage to all enemies, and then on top of that, it will explode 18 gems. And that's not based on your magic. So if you get this troop early on in your Gems of War gameplay, it's going to explode pretty much the whole board because this is not magic based. It's going to always explode 18 gems, and that's pretty much the whole board. Does quite a bit of damage to all enemies. Has 25% skull damage reflection. It's immune to devour, and it also can gain 5 to a random skill of it that it has on a 4 or 5 gem match. So it can increase. It has a 1 in 4 chance of increasing its magic here every time you get a 4 or 5 match. So it's a pretty good mythic troop, and although that's a really high mana cost of 30, once you get it powered up the first time, it will fill a lot of itself back up just because it's going to explode the board. So I would say that's my number 1. Number 2 is going to be Will of Nisha. Number 3 is Urali, and in last place of importance is Famine. So that's my order in which I would place those mythic troops. So that's pretty much it for weapons and troops this week. Not a whole lot here. The event kingdom is Glacial Peaks. So if we go in here real quick, we'll just check out the troops that are available for that kingdom this week. Glacial Peaks, show all. I'm going to sort it by rarity here. So the best troops in this kingdom are Skady. Is still a good troop because you can create an ice storm every single turn with it. It does freeze and mana burn the first 2 enemies, knock them to the last position. It summons a Queen Mab. It's still a useful mythic troop. I won't say it's definitely a must-have. I don't think it is. But if you got a lot of the other good mythics, you might as well try getting Skady. Queen Mab is still okay, not as powerful as it used to be. And as far as the legendary troops go, Queen Mab's probably the best one. Frost Feather's okay, but I just haven't found a lot of use for it. This guy here, I've never used him too much. As for the rest of the troops in this kingdom, nothing really that amazing. So, Daughter of Ice is interesting because it's an empowered troop, but most of you guys already have that, I'm sure. Other than that, not much going here for the troops this week on this kingdom. So let's go check out the new weekly troop over here. Sir Nunanos, however you pronounce this guy's name. Let's see what he does. Deals 32 damage to an enemy boosted by blue allies and blue gems. Boost ratio is 2, which means we're going to get an extra 2 damage every blue ally or blue gem. And nothing amazing really in his traits. So, I don't know. Yeah, I probably will never use that troop, honestly. We do have Arcane Blood trait stones, 2 of them for the 400 glory. So there are some good troops, and especially the Titan class, I believe, uses the Arcane Blood trait stones. And it requires like 16 of them. So if you're new to the game, you need to level up and unlock your traits on the Titan class as soon as possible. So any glory that you have saved right now, I would spend it here to get these Arcane Blood trait stones so you can unlock your Titan class traits. I'm going to go ahead and buy enough here just to get it to Mythic for myself. Now, Spoils of War, I think, is in resources. Yep. Get the max of that. And so that's what I think of the weekly troop. Nothing amazing. I probably won't use it much, if at all. But yeah, so let's go check out the Tower of Defense here. It's another world event, I guess, where we got medals. We've had like 2 or 3 of these in a row. And I still don't know how I feel about these events. It seems like they want to do these like all the time now. But yeah, as far as the shop goes, I'm going to buy enough here to get myself a medal, because that's going to give me a boost of damage. These tokens are... it takes 3 tokens to get yourself a badge. I'm getting one now. And we're going to have to buy a few more of these just to get the... here's another badge. I need one more badge and then I can get a medal. Yeah, we got a legendary Frostfeather. That's nice. I already got it ascended to Mythic, but it's nice to see those drop in here every once in a while. So now I have a medal. And it's going to do 160% skull and spell damage to all troops for this current event. So let's go and equip that real quick, because we want to make sure we are maximizing our damage here for this event. So I got that equipped now. It's doing 160% skull and spell damage. Let's go back and see if we can figure out a team. So let's click on any of these, and my troops are restricted to the glacial peaks, and my weapons are going to be restricted to that as well. Mana color, it looks like that's restricted to blue. So I don't know what kind of team we're going to be able to build out of this, but we got Skady, which is going to be our mana source, really. We could throw in Queen Mab, is the daughter of that one troop that I said was a good empowered mana generator. I don't see it. It must not have the blue mana color. Man, they really restrict your troops in these events. I don't know how I feel about that. There's a couple of good like tanks there. That's a tower troop. I mean, it looks like I'm gonna have to use something like this. Or I'm gonna put Skady down there, and then let's put a weapon in there. You're kidding me. We can't even use the mana generating weapon. Unless I don't have it. I was pretty sure I had it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have it, but that mana generating weapon, I guess we can't use this for this event because they restricted the color to blue. Well, that's crappy. And we can really use any class, but I am probably just gonna go with Titan, because why not? Banner, since we have Skady in there, we're probably gonna want double blue. Yeah, we'll do blue and green, I guess, because Frostfeather's pretty good there. Guess we'll do that. Yeah, we'll try this one out. It's gonna be easy, you know, the first few levels, obviously, because everything is so low in health. They're just gonna get one shot for quite a while here. But yeah, I really don't know what else to do for a team. I think it's kind of goofy that they restricted the weapon to a color, to blue, because that restricts your weapons even more. Like, what are you supposed to use, you know? The glacial peaks, because with the weapons you're restricted now to the kingdom, and they're doing it with a color. I wish they would just do it with the kingdom and not the color. Do one or the other, like restrict it to the color or restrict it to the kingdom, not both. Because see here, glacial crystal, the mana color for this is yellow and green. But it's a Glacial Peaks weapon, and it's supposed to create blue and purple gems. So, like, if they would have just restricted the weapons to Glacial Peak weapons and not a color, then we'd be able to use this, which would make sense, because you can come in here and you can craft it, and it's a Glacial Peaks weapon. So, I don't know, that's kind of weird. But yeah, I know this is like a really expensive team that I just built here, but I'm sure most everybody should have access to the Orb of Winter. I believe that it is a class weapon. Uh, is it Frost Mage weapon? Let me go see here. I thought I could access the other classes that way, but I guess not. Let me go check out the classes real quick and see what class that weapon is for. I think it is the Frost Mage. I could be wrong. Yeah, Orb of Winter. Yeah, it is here for the Frost Mage. So if you don't have this weapon, you can get access to it by winning 250 battles. This is actually a really good weapon. Does a decent amount of damage. But yeah, other than that, let's go check out the weapons again and see what else we have available. Uh, so let me click on show all because there's one I don't own, which is the Frost Staff. This is basically the options that they're giving us for weapons. It's kind of pathetic, actually. So we have the Ice Dagger, deals 31 damage to the last enemy. We have Mirror Orb, give Reflect to an ally in life. So that's not even like an actual damage weapon, that's just a support weapon. Then we have the Orb of Winter, which does 34 damage to all enemies, boosted by frozen enemies. Then we have Winter's Woe, which deals damage to an enemy and then it will freeze them. Most everybody should have access, I think, to Winter's Woe because I think that is a weapon that you do get through Mastery. I could be wrong, but I think that's the case. So everybody should probably have this weapon, which is, I guess all you got if you don't have Orb of Winter. But I would say Orb of Winter is the best one that they're giving us here. But this is pretty ridiculous. Like, I hate to be critical a lot in my videos, but like this, these new game modes that they're coming out with, it just feels like they don't like understand what fun is. I don't think that restricting the weapons down to like a handful of crappy ones is fun for anybody. Like it's weird. I don't understand why they do stuff like that. And then even for the troops, okay, they're restricting not only is it glacial peaks, but they have to be blue. Like now we have like I'm sure a lot of people don't have Skady, and there's probably quite a few people that don't have Queen Mab or Frost Feather. So like then you're stuck trying to use like one of these other troops that just is not really that good. This is gonna do damage to one enemy, damage to one enemy, damage to one enemy. I mean, it's just like what's I don't know what they're thinking with this stuff, but it's weird. Anyway, I don't mean to be a downer. We're still gonna try to have fun with the event, but this is my team so far. It's probably I don't know what I'm gonna do to change it later on because the higher I get in the event, I'm not gonna be able to select Mang or any kind of other weapon that normally I would use in an event when you get high and everything has super high attack and all that stuff. But I guess we're doing, I guess that's what our medals are for, because we're going to be doing 160% spell damage and skull damage, so I guess that's what that's useful for. But yeah, for what it's worth, guys, that's my my team here I'm going to be using for this event this week. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what else I can say here or show you guys, other than I actually did have time like the last 2 days when I got back from vacation to finish out all my tasks. So now I have new tasks for this week, but I finished those other ones for last week right at the end. So I am still caught up here. I got my artifact to a level 4, and we got some extra stats, so that's good. And yeah, the campaign, I'm going along with it. Even though there's some things I don't really like about it, I'm going along. I haven't upgraded the to the Elite Pass yet. Still thinking about that, but I still got time. Anyway, that's this video for this week, guys. Nothing amazing here, and hope you guys have a good week. And I'll probably upload a few more videos later on. in the week for you guys about something. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.